Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic and welcome back to the channel. And today for you guys is another movie review. Today we're tackling a bit of an old film, so this is going to be Throwback number 2. My first Throwback was Megamind, which I really love, so if you have not seen my review for Megamind, go check it out. But today, we are reviewing for Throwback number 2, Hotel Transylvania 3, Summer Vacation. Now, I got to see this with one of my friends for one of the dollar movie things, and because I know it's not actually out in theaters now. But I have not seen the other two Hotel Transylvania films. So I do know that they have Adam Sandler, and I know that pretty much the whole world hates him. I have never seen a movie with Adam Sandler. I mean, except Summer Vacation. So I don't really know why he's hated so much, but I think he's funny as Dracula. He's kind of like Will Arnett as Batman, or like Justin Theroux as Garmadon in the Lego Ninjago movie. So it's kind of funny how you can, how people hate someone, but then they're good in one role, you know, or two roles, or whatever, you know what I mean. But no, I mean, I did have to say that I was a little skeptical about seeing this movie, because, again, everyone hates Adam Sandler, and I didn't look at any reviews for Hotel Transylvania 3, but from seeing the trailers I think a year or two, whenever it came out originally, I was under the impression that it was a really kiddie film. It wasn't an all-ages movie like most animated films. And it was kind of like in the minority of being just a kids-only film, which most animated films, come on, most are not. Most are for everyone. So, thankfully, I do have to say that after I came out of the theater, I have to say that this movie is for all ages. However, is it as funny as the Lego movies? No. Is it as mature as The Adventures of Tintin or, I don't know, Rise of the Guardians? No. But is it a good comedy? I'd say yes. Now, that's the word I'm going to use. Good. It's average. It's not hilarious, and it's not terrible either. I'd say that the plot for this movie, let's begin with the plot. It's essentially Dracula and Mavis. They are essentially trying to, well, Mavis, there's a few weird subplots going on. So Mavis is trying to essentially, like, book a cruise for Dracula because he's worrying too much about this hotel, you know, with all these monsters. At the same time, Dracula is trying to zing, as the monsters call it, or I guess, like, Tinder, I don't know, whatever the F you call it, and they're zinging with someone, and he's trying to find another wife or girlfriend, right? Mavis doesn't like that. However, the main baddie, Erica, who's related to Van Helsing, and if you know your monster movies, you know Van Helsing, essentially he's an old, really weird-looking dude, and he's basically been trying to kill Dracula for all these years, and he keeps failing. So finally, his great-granddaughter, Erica, who is in charge of the yacht, that they're, you know, the cruise that they're attending, is going to try to kill him. But then, of course, stuff happens when Erica starts falling for Dracula, and Dracula starts falling for Erica. So it's kind of strange. There's a lot of things going on. It's not too complex. Really, you just have to know that Erica is trying to kill him being Dracula, but she doesn't want to in the end, and there's another dude pulling the strings, and they're trying to enjoy vacation on a cruise. That's about it. So in terms of plot, it's very basic. It doesn't work that much. I mean, essentially, it goes from cruise point A to cruise point B, and whenever they go to point A, point B, point C, whatever, it essentially, each thing is like a rotation. It becomes a montage sequence of funny events, and then a scene where she's trying to kill him, and then the plot progresses a little bit with that. So the plot isn't terrible, and I think that there is a twist. I guess spoilers if you haven't seen Hotel Transylvania 3. Erica does fall for him in the end, and of course they get together. However, it's what starts out as a very kind of cliche and cheesy beginning, because you're like, oh, Erica, huh, of course she's bad. You could tell that right away. But then it quickly turns into something that I didn't expect from a movie like this, for her to fall for him in the end, which is really cool. The whole Van Helsing thing, apparently my friend said he was not in the first two, so I mean, see, when you're dealing with an animated movie and you have a villain that's only in one movie, and you're supposed to pretend like he's this big Thanos, or this big Emperor Palpatine type character, it doesn't normally work, right? Lord Garmadon in the Lego Ninjago movie works because of the Ninjago TV show canon, and just because he's a really good villain. When you see something like Saccharin from Tintin, or Chick Hicks from Cars, or Pitch from Rise of the Guardians, there's so many animated movie villains that work, and they're only in the movie once, but you're supposed to know, you know, beforehand that they're this huge villain. And Van Helsing doesn't work. He's just some old creepy dude who wants to kill him. It's essentially a spin-off of the original, you know, old tale, but for me it didn't click, it didn't work. I didn't care about that guy at all. He was kind of funny, but I think Erica had a much more compelling story. When it came to that, again, plot, it's okay. Voice acting, for being a Sony Animations movie, normally Sony just cares about your freaking money. I think they did a really good job. As far as like Sony films, I would have to say that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is the best Sony animated movie in terms of voice acting, this film also does a really good job. I have to say, it actually did a really good job. Adam Sandler. I almost said that. Adam Sandler. He did a great job as playing Dracula. Again, I did not see the first two, so he's probably great in those two. But I think he did a really good job. He, does his Dracula, blah blah blah, whatever his Dracula voice. And I think it's funny. It's not like funny like Will Arnett Batman or whatever, but it is a funny voice. And he had some really good moments. Mavis, Johnny, and the kid Dennis, and their dog. Can't remember the name of the dog. The huge dog. It's like almost the size of Clifford. Everyone did a great job. I don't really have any complaints there, especially when Erica and Dracula got to talk for like serious scenes. I thought that was really well done. So yeah, voice acting gets an A-OK from me right there. Animation. Now, Sony Animation, of course, they did something like the Smurfs, Into the Spider-Verse, and of course Hotel Transylvania. They probably did a few others. Those are the only ones I'm aware of. This is a really good animated movie in terms of how it's like animated and how they basically made it look, because it doesn't have typical animation. It doesn't look like Pixar. It doesn't look like DreamWorks or Leica or Lego or anything like that. It's completely kind of on its own in terms of its animation. It really does look like Cuphead, if you know what Cuphead is, or the really, not the really old Mickey Mouse cartoon, the old Disney cartoons. You know the new Disney cartoons with like the new Mickey voice actor, and they're on YouTube. They're like 5 minutes long. If you've seen those, the new type of animation, it looks like that. It's very, not fluid, it's very, well it is, but it's very, I don't know how to word it. Like when Dracula moves, his eyes go like, and his mouth goes, and he's like, he runs like this, and he goes, like that. It's very funny, it's all over the place. It's really funny, I don't know. It reminds me of something that's old and new at the same time, and I really did like the animation. And of course, this movie does have a lot of slapstick, which in my theater, the kids were laughing a lot at the slapstick. Now, being an adult, slapstick can be funny, but it also cannot be funny. I did find this to be pretty funny, though. I found myself laughing consistently throughout this film, especially the slapstick comedy, because the animation, I told my friend, the animation lends itself to that, so that was really cool. So yeah, animation was great as well. When it comes to the comedy, now, there were a lot of kids in this theater. Of course, this is a kid-friendly film. Kids will enjoy this film. Will teenagers and adults enjoy the comedy? I'd have to say so, yeah. There were a lot of moments in this movie where me and my buddy were laughing consistently. It was pretty friggin' hilarious. Is it funny? Again, I'm not drawing any comparisons for the actual review, but let's say I was. Is it funny like the Lego movies? Not even close. Is it funny like some of the Pixar DreamWorks movies? I'd say it's almost tied with those. It's one of the least funny animated movies. Some of the humor didn't land. I'd say maybe 80% of the humor landed for me. However, when it does land, it's pretty funny. I mean, there's a few fart jokes and burp jokes. Again, like slapstick, it can be done really great, and it can be done extremely poorly and in the kids-only category. This movie did it in the all-ages category, in my opinion, if we're stacking fart jokes in the all-ages or kids category. I would have to say that I found myself laughing, and I'm 20, so if that's funny, it is what it is. But no, I mean, this movie, like I said, the plot is okay. The animation is pretty good. The voice acting is great. The comedy is really good. I found myself laughing a lot throughout the movie, but there's this consistent and constant feeling of just averageness. It's just you're watching it and you're like, it's good, but it's not great, and it's not bad either. And of course, like most kids' films, this ends with a dance scene. Now, minus I said like, this is not a kids' film. It's for all ages. And that's very rare to see an all-ages animated film have a dance sequence. Now, it wasn't like your typical kids' film where they all dance happily in the end. It's not like that. It works to the plot. However, when Van Helsing, basically Van Helsing is luring these the monsters onto this yacht, the ship, so that he can waken a kraken and kill Dracula once and for all using this musical sheet. And they have like a musical battle. So it was interesting, but I think it was kind of cliche, and I think it went on for too long. I found myself laughing again. I enjoyed it. It was a very funny sequence. They had some laugh out loud moments. But when you're looking at it as a review standpoint, when I'm actually thinking about it for a review, I would have to say that the end boss battle, so to speak, the dance scene, I think it did go on a little bit too long. And I was like, okay, it's funny. I'm entertained, but let's go. You know what I mean? So other than that, most of the things in Hotel Transylvania 3's Summer Vacation came together for me. I'm surprised. I thought it was going to be really kiddie and dumb. I turned out to really like it, and again, it is for all ages. I have not seen the first two, so please tell me if you like those in the comments and what you thought of Summer Vacation in the comments as well. I'm going to give Hotel Transylvania 3 Summer Vacation a B. I really did enjoy it. Again, it's pretty good. It's not great, and it's not bad either. I just say it's good. Thank you guys. We'll see you in the next video.